Ladies and gentlemen, we know you're excited, but we're going to have to ask you to quiet down. We've got a great presentation for you today, folks.
But before we can get started, we're going to tell you a little story.
I'm Janine. I collect tiny ceramic hats, and this is...
Maybelle. I have severe rosacea.
You see, just last year, us gals were participating in the 18th annual Park County Jam-Making Bee, and lo and behold, we won. The prize was an all-expenses-paid week in Estonia,
Which we thought was a resort spa in scenic New Jersey, but turned out to be a country in Eastern Europe. You can imagine how surprised we were when we got off that plane.
and embarrassed when we realized that our suitcases were full of pajamas and several months' worth of People magazine.
But we discovered something else. Estonia is a wonderful place.
Nestled just above Latvia and west of Russia, Estonia is surrounded by the Gulf of Riga, the Baltic Sea, and the Gulf of Finland. Its capital is Tallinn.
Estonia is known for its lovely seaside villages, ancient and beautiful architecture to match its rich cultural heritage, gorgeous islands, a largely cosmopolitan and fashionable capital, and pristine natural landscape.
It has been called Europe's best-kept secret, though we're living proof that the secret is out.
Estonians, as an ethnic group, make up about 65% of the Estonian population. About 28% are ethnically Russian, 2.5% are Ukrainian, 1.5% are Belarusian, and 1% are Finnish. The remaining 1.6% is made up of various minorities too small to quantify. People who are not ethnically Estonian, but live in Estonia, largely reside in urban centers, whereas rural areas are overwhelmingly ethnically Estonian.
The main language spoken by these groups is Estonian, a member of the Uralic language family. It has much in common with other Baltic languages, particularly Finnish.
Estonia is a parliamentary representative democratic republic, which means they have a prime minister as head of government. The Estonian parliament handles legislative powers. The judiciary is independent of the executive and legislative branches.
They're also a member of the UN, EU, NATO, and other such multinational organizations. What joiners! Sadly, the repeated requests to join the Nordics have been repeatedly ignored.
But that doesn't mean they won't keep trying. The current prime minister is Andrus Ansip. Isn't he just dashing? The parliament speaker is Anni Ergma.
Estonia is almost completely non-religious. A very small portion of the population is Lutheran. However, despite almost all Estonians being completely non-religious, certain appearances are kept up. The Estonian Evangelical Lutheran Church is a quasi-official church. Still, only about 30% of Estonians identify as having any kind of religious background, and only 16% practice religion daily. It can be broken down into 13.6% Evangelical Lutheran, 12.8% Orthodox, 0.5% Baptist, and 0.5% Roman Catholic.
Estonia has been referred to as the least religious country in the world, with its largest faith accounting for only 13% of the population.
Traditional dress in Estonia is just to die for. Or wouldn't you just love to go out in those pretty dresses?
And look at those embroidered pants! And that fetching hat.
But it's important to remember that Estonia is a modern country, and acknowledged as a very fashionable one indeed.
Oh, there are so many wildly compelling reasons to visit Estonia.
Consider its natural landscape.
Huge portions of Estonia are covered in untouched natural landscape. Left undeveloped for both residents and visitors to enjoy, the vast forests, wooded meadows, bogs, and marshlands are an integral part of Estonian life.
Hiking, horseback riding, canoeing, bird watching, skiing, and swimming are all wildly popular Estonian activities, made possible by its beautifully preserved and varied wilderness.
There are also many major attractions to visit in Estonia, such as Kadriorg Palace. Built during the 18th century for Peter the Great, it is now the Estonian Foreign Art Museum.
And let's not forget those beautiful national parks. Two of the most popular are Laheima National Park and Suma National Park.
Other delightful places to visit are Viilansi National Park and Herman Castle, pictured here. Herman Castle is also a museum. Pärnu Town is great for a visit, known for a delightful beach and a renowned theater. Haapsalu is a popular and well-known resort in Estonia.
The islands of Saaremaa and Niumaa are home to fishing and beautiful architecture.
Tallinn's historic center, known as the Old Town, is an absolute must when visiting Estonia. It is extraordinarily well preserved, much of it dating from the 11th century.
Another location worth visiting is the famous Tallinn Zoo. The zoo has everything from polar bears to Siberian tigers. Isn't that bear just precious? A word of advice, though. He is not as cuddly as he looks.
Estonian entertainment is a fascinating subject. In this past century alone, Estonian theater has gained fantastic momentum and international respect. There are about 21 theaters and one opera house in Estonia. The most famous figure in Estonian theater was Karl Menning, a director who is considered to have basically established Estonian drama.
In addition to theater, Estonia has also gained a lot of momentum in the film industry. Since gaining independence with the collapse of the Soviet Union, Estonia's film has blossomed and grown. Its most famous film is called The Highway. It's largely considered to be a metaphor for Estonia at the time the film was made, 1999. I found it riveting.
And last but not least, Estonian music. Estonia has been home to such famous composers as Rudolf Tobias, Arvo Pärt, Velho Tormis, Lepo Sumera, and Erkki Sventur. Modern music has a decidedly more techno-electronica sound. Kids these days. The fabulous Curly is Estonian. No doubt you thoroughly enjoyed her song at the beginning of our presentation.
Sports are a popular part of Estonian life. Skiing, cricket, badminton, canoeing, and soccer are among the most popular athletic activities in the country. Swimming and ice hockey are popular as well. Estonia has won many Olympic gold medals in such categories as swimming, sailing, wrestling, and judo.
Official Estonian teams include Estonia National Bandy Team, Estonia National Cricket Team, Estonia Davis Cup Team, Estonia Fed Cup Team, and Estonia National Ice Hockey Team.
Aren't athletics just thrilling? My goodness gracious goodness. All this talk of games of sport has left me quite pumped.
And what better way to conclude a riveting athletic competition than with a nice Estonian meal?
Oh dear, we don't suggest that you eat traditional Estonian food. It draws heavily from German and Scandinavian cuisine, and many types of food are similar to Russian foods as well. But it's not
appetizing. How did that get in there?
Worry not. Modern Estonian food is much more edible. Don't those little cookies look absolutely divine? Well, folks, we seem to have run out of time. I really need to get home to my tiny ceramic cats. They get kind of hungry for their tiny ceramic food right about now.
And my skin has broken out into angry boils. I need to attend to that quickly, as visits to the emergency room are quite expensive.
We hope our presentation has solidified your desire to visit beautiful Estonia. Now you, my dear ladies and gentlemen, will be able to say you know where it's at.
You betcha!
Don't forget to check out our boysenberry jam table on your way out. Buy 12 jars, get one half price.
Toodles!